Do you feel stressed over the fact that you don't know what your purpose, passion and calling in life is? Do you think that you need to know what your purpose is in order to be happy and peaceful and feel that your life has meaning? What if you don't feel passionate about anything really? And what if you have so many things that you love that you can't really narrow it down to this one thing that's supposed to be your calling and purpose? Well, I've got good news for you. No need to stress. You don't need to know your calling, your purpose, in order to be happy and feel peaceful. Self-love. What? Yep, that's what my partner said when I told him about this, what I want to talk about. He got really triggered and upset with me. He said, well, the purpose of life is to give meaning to life. Everyone knows that. Well, he knows his purpose, the why, and his driving force in work. He's even worked with that for many, many years, helping leaders and companies understand their purpose, why, direction. And he continued to tell me that the reason people are unhappy is because they lack meaning. They walk around like zombies or float around without a compass and a North Star. So how could I come and say that you can be happy and peaceful without knowing your purpose? Well, that went against everything that he had learned, taught, believed in the last couple of decades. I realize that my statement can be a bit controversial, but bear with me and I will explain it to you. Yes, this topic is very hot and there are over 100,000 book titles that talk about how you can and should find your life purpose and passion. We've been sold this idea that you should have a main passion, something that you're good at, and that purpose, that is the purpose of your life, and that our mission on earth is turning that one passion into work or a full-time hobby. In this self-improvement, success-driving, productivity-oriented, customer-based society in which we live today, yes, it is very important to have a purpose. If we, however, look at a much deeper, more spiritual, philosophical viewpoint, we don't need to do anything, be anyone, be anywhere, or achieve anything in order to be happy. Happiness and love is our foundation, our essence, our divine nature. The purpose of life is to live it, to just be and to know thyself. But that is not in contrast to being passionate about things, to have a purpose and create meaning. That is often something that happens automatically, naturally, once you start to awaken to your true nature. If you're curious and feel that it would be fun to figure out your passion and purpose, well, here are some questions that can help you with that. Well, actually, I prefer to talk about energy instead of passion because the word passion has a lot of charge to it and it can be interpreted in so many ways. So, to find your purpose and passion, you could try to identify what energizes you, what makes you happy. Ask yourself, when do I feel energized? When do I feel happy? When do I lose myself in the now? When am I open and curious like a child? When am I in the flow? What do I have a natural gift for? What am I good at with little effort? When do I get out of my head and move naturally? In what moments or circumstances do I feel peaceful? And when do I have this nice warm feeling in my heart? And what do I know today that I wish a much younger version of myself would have known a long time ago? If you had all the money in the world and everything that you wanted, if all your problems were taken care of, and if you were free from all of your responsibilities and nothing was expected from you, what would you do? Visit, learn, just for the fun of it. That might be an indication of what energizes you, what makes you happy. So follow that good energy. Also important to keep in mind that if you notice what you have a gift for, do not judge it, thinking that it's not that important or that you would like another gift instead. Don't think about that it has to make you money or bring you fame, nor that it has to be something great that you accomplish in the world and significant. Just follow what makes you happy and what energizes you. The thing is that once you have identified what it is, don't ignore it and don't put it on hold. When we ignore our calling, we suffer. So follow it, practice it, learn about it, get better at it, and teach it. But what about if you have ADHD or are what you call like a Renaissance man or woman like I am, and you have so many passions, things that you love doing and are good at? How do you identify and pick only one passion to be your life purpose? Well, I've been constantly pressured since my teens by a myriad of people and society in general to just pick one out of all my passions to focus on, and only that. But it's been impossible for me. So, I'm really passionate. Okay, hold on here, it's a long list. About photography, well, any creative forms of expression really, like painting and sculpting and makeup and body painting and making jewelry, untouched nature, the sea, massages and alternative therapies, tantra, sexual energy, healthy foods, natural remedies, dance, yoga, diving, snorkeling, hiking, animals, traveling and connecting with different cultures, cooking, children, meditation, self-knowledge, spirituality, metaphysics, feminism, human rights, music, innovation, architecture, design, theater, music, dance performances, art exhibitions, living off the grid, extreme survival, flying, just to mention a few. I've also worked with a lot of my passions. Okay, so zooming out, I asked myself, what do they have in common, if anything, and why do I love these things? And I find two main categories. One, where the focus is on seeing people and children, making them feel like they really matter, assisting them with their self-esteem, self-love, giving them hope and inspiration. And that gives me a feeling of service, passion and purpose. Working as a coach, photographer, as a therapist, and previously also as a spa manager, makeup artist, hairstylist, art teacher, and English teacher, that's exactly what I was doing in all of those. The other category is where I just lose myself in the now. I get into the flow, out of my head, and I refuel, recharge my batteries. You know, when I'm in untouched nature, immerse myself in the sea, make love, dance, practice yoga, watch beauty. I connect with animals and hang out with children. That energizes me and that puts a smile on my face. So having identified two categories that energize me, makes me happy, it makes it a lot easier to understand my passion and purpose instead of just seeing, you know, hundreds of seemingly separate things, random things. I suggest you try to do the same if you tend to have a lot of passions. But if you're the other hand, if you've ever felt being depressed, suffered from fatigue, anxiety, panic attacks, being in touch with or identifying your passion is not really an option when you just feel empty, scared and drained. So thinking about finding your passion or life purpose when you feel like that only tends to make it worse, increasing your stress, your inner stress. Especially if you feel that you need to know your passion and purpose in order to feel better, then it becomes a catch-22. The reason that you feel lost, unfulfilled, unhappy has little to do with you finding your passion and purpose, according to me. That's something that will come naturally once you have addressed some other things first. So I'd say that you feel lost, unsuccessful, unfulfilled, unhappy, stressed, anxious, worried, depressed, because you don't really know yourself. We have forgotten or overlooked your core, your essence, your divine nature. You experience the world, life, others, yourself through a thick layer of filters. Filters consisting of your masks and roles to fit in and be loved and accepted or to not disappoint people. Your strategies to get what you want and need, your armor and shields to not get hurt, and your programming and experiences from your childhood. And that you identify with external factors that has nothing to do with your essence. That you have resistance to the present moment, have ideas about the now, and are commenting, comparing, judging, explaining, justifying, blaming, naming, categorizing, trying to figure out what it means, drawing parallels and making it personal about yourself. Wanting to repel something, or want to attract something or someone, instead of just being open and experiencing that which is, in a factual, neutral way. That your actions and choices come from ego and are based on fear, strategies, dreams, desires and addictions. That you take your thoughts far too seriously, believe in them and identify with them. That you try to escape from feeling pain and do everything to avoid the so-called negative feelings. You have not looked at and healed your traumas, or understood your triggers and reactive patterns, or faced your shadow side. A lot of people also confuse passion for egoic desires and addictions. Sure, those might give you a dopamine high, an adrenaline kick, or an ego boost, but it's not going to help you feel fulfilled in the long run. Most of us look for our purpose and passion because we don't feel good and we think that it will make us happy and life will make sense. But when we don't feel the passion, can't narrow it down, or can't seem to find our purpose, we tend to feel worse and our inner stress can escalate. Then I can recommend having a look at these 7 main keys to self-love and happiness that has really helped me, So 1, deprogramming, the process of unlearning and de-identifying with things that other people have told you about yourself and the world. This sort of the big cleanup, I can call it, of all assumptions, negative beliefs, false identifications, as well as understanding your triggers, behavior patterns, addictions, and external identifications. 2, landing or grounding yourself in the present moment as often as you can remember, by becoming aware of your breath, your senses, and or bodily sensations. 3, observing your thoughts and learning to not take them so seriously. 4, daring to bravely feel that which is, becoming friends with the now, even when it's painful. 5, identifying your values and living as authentically as possible. 6, giving thanks to the things that you're grateful for. 7, getting to know your essence, focusing on the conscious presence, the subject that is experiencing and observing everything, instead of getting caught up and identify with all the external objects. By following these guides, you will lower the volume of your monkey mind so that you can hear your heart clearly. You will be able to see if your passion is driven by ego or if it comes from presence, from your heart. Automatically, you will follow that which energizes you, and that will become your purpose and guiding star, even if the road gets rocky and it takes some time to crystallize. If you're interested in finding out more about those 7 keys and the tools, exercises and inquiries that has helped me to go from traumatized, anxious, to feeling love, inner peace, and with a passion for life, click on the link below. If you would like guidance, support and inspiration personally, in a closed group or in a community, get in contact with me directly and tell me a bit about yourself, what you're struggling with and how you would like to feel. Click here for DM. Lots of love from me to you.